I'm Klopfanstein in Herkimer. At a time when many families come together to celebrate the holidays, one local family has been torn apart.
Let me ask you, what recently happened to your parents?
So back in late July, we had ICE agents that knocked on our side door asking where my mother is. At that time, my mom was on a trip to the city, so she was not at home. So they went to our restaurant thinking they might find her there, but she was not there. My father was there, and they looked at my dad's ID. They asked us where our mom is, and we said that she's in the city, she's on a trip visiting a friend. She wasn't there, and my dad, who has a work authorization, he goes to the ICE office regularly for appointments and the USCIS office for appointments. So he told the ICE agent that, and then we kind of just asked why are they here for my mom, because I understand my dad, who had appointments, we originally thought it was for him.
Yeah.
But
later they asked, hey, to take my mother to his ICE appointment.
How long have your parents been in this country?
So for 20 years at least. My parents came in the early 2000s. My dad, he came here, but he on a work authorization, but he was also told to regularly check in with ICE in order to keep his work authorization, which he did. And so growing up, I always remember going with them to either the Office for Homeless Security or either maybe an ICE office to check in due to biometric appointments. So I always went with them. My mom, she had a visa when she came in, so she never really had to go to appointments or anything. That's why we were surprised when the ICE agents came looking for her.
In the time your parents were here, have they ever committed a crime or done anything to, say, undermine the United States or, be kind of contrary to what the United States is all about? Had they caused trouble?
No, they are a very big believer of the American dream. They always believe that, when you come here, you work hard. They literally work 10 hours a day, earn as much money as they can, not for themselves, but for us. They want to build a better life for future generations. So they've always been very careful to work hard, earn money, and make sure that, they also follow the rules and regulations that are here.
What did you think were you the one that opened the door to the ICE agent? What did that feel like?
It was scary for a second, because there were 4 or 5 people that show up, and obviously
Ski masks.
There were ski masks, there were suits, ICE suits,
Their identity was hidden.
Well, some of them were, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
But the first thing I asked, where's your mom? To that, I was kind of hesitant, why are you asking for my mom?
Right.
Why are you here?
Right. What did you, and when you told them, how did they respond?
They just said, we're looking for her. They didn't really say anything.
They didn't say why or...
I don't believe they had a warrant. We were waiting in the waiting room for 40 minutes, and then the same ICE agents that came here, they came out. They asked my parents if they had passports here, and then which my parents said they didn't have that on them, so they kind of just took them in, and then I asked, should I go too, because my parents needed a translator.
Yeah.
But they just went, no, we have someone on the phone that'll translate for them.
But not even in person?
Huh?
They didn't even have a translator there?
I don't believe
person?
so.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I just waited out there for a bit, and I didn't like being there, because being in a place like that, I felt kind of anxious. So then I asked if I could wait in the car,
Yeah.
and then I did. Another like 40 minutes went by.
Was anyone with you other than your parents, or were it separate?
No, it
from
was
you?
just me.
So you were by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the agents went to my car, knocked on the window, and told me, you don't have to be here anymore. That's what they straight up said. It was like something like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, excuse me, where's my
Right.
parents? They're like, they're gone.
That's what they said to you. Your parents are gone.
Yeah. I was like, or like, they're deported. It was like a very kind of inhumane way to say it.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't just aggressive, it was like blunt. Like, hey, it's raining right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Cold.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then
So what did you do?
I
What
I
did
s-
you say?
I kind of just like froze and said okay, and then
Yeah.
like rolled up the windows and kind of just like sat there for a minute, and then
He called me.
yeah, I
Yeah.
called her. I was saying, I don't even remember what I said. I was like
I first like
just saying like, oh my god,
Right,
they're gone. I was
Yeah.
just like kept blabbing on. I'm like, what do I do?
Right.
What do I do? What do I do?
The overwhelming
yeah.
fear in the moment. It's hard
Yeah.
to, it's hard to express other than your, distress and fear, and something has to be done. So, but I'm sure you figured out pretty quickly what happened.
yeah, I had to. I was halfway to school. I had to stop at a random station just like to
On the throughway.
yeah on the subway train, and then just
okay.
to answer his call, and then I told him, okay. I asked him if he can go back to the ICE agent office to at least see our parents before they are taking anything away, because
Right.
it's very sudden. We did not prepare for any of these.
Right, and this is your mom and dad. Like,
Yeah.
you live with your mom and dad your whole life. You're, late
Yeah.
teens, early 20s. This is your mom and dad. Suddenly, the government takes them away for no reason. What is it? How do you carry out in those next days, those next hours? Your college students. How do you go? How do you go to class? How do you do your homework?
Well,
He's still a senior in high school.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
So,
You're a senior in high school, and both your parents have been taken by
Yeah.
the government.
it was 2 days before school for me, so I kind of just got the earliest bus to New York City and visited my sister.
Yeah.
We have a lawyer because my parents, they are currently applying for a green card. Their green card applications are still processing.
Yeah.
So we had a lawyer working with that.
Yeah.
And then after this happened, our lawyer obviously knew, and then they have submitted requests for release.
Yeah.
They have mentioned that like having letters from the community asking for my parents' release have been really helpful.
So,
I
like,
think-
from this story that I'm doing now, like, what is something that, like, the people watching this story, and I could put information in the story, like, should they write a letter? Should they send it to your lawyer? Should they send it to, like, what's it, you could tell me afterwards, like, some things people could do that I could put into the story that could help.
We had a few family friends that had written letters to our lawyers at the ICE office that are reviewing their case or something like that,
Yeah.
to asking for the release of my parents, and kind of like mention how like they were part of the community. They have been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
I think most importantly, it's just be aware, I guess. This goes for everything. If you see something like wrong, it's okay to like call out about that. I kind of wish that like I was more like calling them out, asking like, hey, this is wrong, or at least the very least ask a warrant in front of them. So
That would have done no good. I really think that the way that you're describing it, considering what happened to you, this traumatic experience, I think you handled it very well. Just the fact that you were able to ask a question at all, and just the fact that you were able to like call your sister and explain to her what happened, and then get yourself to New York. You handled it incredibly well. So don't be hard on yourself in any possible way. The question now is like, what can we do to help you? So, and I think you're making a good point that like a thing that we have to remember as humans and as Americans is we do have an obligation to call out injustice. So like what form could that take that you think would be most helpful to you, or that maybe would be most reassuring to you at this time?
I mean, we personally, like,
I think like
we can still live a stable life, if that makes sense. Like,
currently we are just focusing on ways to get my parents
What
out.
was their American dream? How did they see the United States, and what did they come here to do, and what were they doing here in the United States?
So
it was mostly to escape poverty.
it was to make sure that as like their future generations have the life that they want to live out. They've been here 20 years. They worked a lot. They always make sure they follow rules. They pay all their taxes. I've seen it. And even as business, like as a small business, we do also pay like a lot of property and local taxes. So like they want to make sure that they're doing everything correctly. They also want to earn enough money so we can have the education that we want to get the job that we aspire to be. For example, like I want to be a language teacher. I'm currently studying in New York City.
That's a good goal.
I really want to be a public teacher.
Good for you.
Because my aspirations, like at least my 5-year goal, I gain a few experiences in the city, and I also want to return back to teach in rural areas.
Well, good job. That's what I do.
Yeah. So like this is kind of the life that I wanted for myself.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
my parents understood it, and then they wanted to support me in that.
How about you? What's your American dream?
I want to be a patent lawyer. So there's a school, RPI, that my dad always wants me to go because it's only an hour away from here, and it's a good school. So like I'll be together with my family more.
How do you carry on and go about your life with optimism and without being bitter in the face of such a massive injustice? Especially since one of the things that I find so bothersome about this is that it's an injustice kind of being done in the name of the United States, and it's an injustice that goes against what the United States is actually about. How do you wrap your heads around that and just go through life without being mad?
Well, I always like to think that we're fortunate that we're set in a position where, like, even with our parents gone, like, we're still able to continue our lives. Like, my parents still have their business here. I don't have to, work at McDonald's or something just so I can feed myself,
Yeah.
I can rely on the income from that. I'm still surrounded by family members, like adult family members that are like willing to take care of me if I need anything.
And even like family, friends from local community that are willing to support. So that has helped us. And also just kind of like, it's kind of like hope for the future, because like I know that they're not going to be detained forever. Either even if they go back to China or they stay here, like as long as they're not detained, we can still. It's not like we're going to be separated forever.
Where are they?
My mom is in Louisiana, and then my dad's in New Mexico.
Has ICE accounted for that? Like, why take them so far away from you, and why separate them from each other?
I never understood that.
It might be because like their situation, like the way they got into United States was different.
It seems unusually cruel.
Yeah.
So.
Because when they were first detained, their first move to, my dad was moved to Buffalo, and then my mom was moved to Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
That was where they were first held, but then they were moved to other states. Sometimes when I called, we had some lawyer to call. They simply told us that there wasn't enough space, which is kind of insane.
Well, they could let him go.
Because like
make some more space.
Yeah. And so they have to move them, and then they said that they were being deported.
They could let all these innocent people go and make lots of space.
They said that they were going to be deported, but the thing is, they have been detained for 3 months. They haven't been deported yet.
Right.
Because for me, it's like I don't want them detained any longer,
Right,
rather than
right.
being like in a place that.
What are the conditions like in their detention? What is it like? Have they told you?
They have
Kind
called
of.
us.
They probably
Yeah.
withhold a bit because you're their children. I'm sure
Yeah.
that there's things they don't want you to know. I mean, they would
But it's
actually
very crowded and limited space. They have.
A lot of people come in, but like a lot of people are successfully deported in there, from what I heard, because especially my dad's, they're really close to like the southern border.
Yeah.
So it sounds like people, anyone who came in illegally from Mexico, they were like just instantly.
What would
Deported
happen
to
to your
Mexico.
parents if they were deported to China? What do you think? What would happen to you?
For me,
At least they wouldn't be suffering in a detention facility.
Well-
So that's something.
For me, in China, they can't come back to the U.S., so we can't see each other as much as we want. But also, like, my parents were also religious. They go to church. They're Christian, so it's harder. It will be harder to practice their religion a bit
Yeah.
in China, because my whole family is Christian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of,
So they kind of counted on the United States and freedom of religion
Yeah.
being there and protecting people who exercise their First Amendment right. I
Yeah.
imagine. Is there anything? Is there anything else that do your parents have any message for like the outside world, or do you have anything else you'd like to say?
it's just that it's not. I guess it's nice to know that this community is supporting us, and my parents are fighting to come back, and we just really hope that our family's back together, because really without them we really don't have a family. Yeah.
The family would like people to know that they still believe in the American dream and that they're counting on the support of the community at this difficult time. In Herkimer, I'm Ron Klopfanstein for 95.5 FM, The Heat.